she was supposed to save them. Instead, she sent them straight into Vecna's hand. What if I told you that Ms. Kelly isn't who she claims to be? Sound intriguing? Then get ready, because we're about to break down a theory that could completely change your perception of Season 4. I recommend watching until the end, because I'm going to reveal my own theory, one you've probably never heard. But first, something important. I've set a goal for myself to hit 500 subscribers. I would be incredibly grateful for your subscription, and to those who are already with me, a huge thank you. Also, don't forget to like and comment, as it really helps me promote my content. Everyone remembers Ms. Kelly. At first, she seemed genuinely interested in helping Max, who was desperately trying to cope with the death of her stepbrother Billy. However, as the plot developed, suspicions grew with every scene. We saw Chrissy Cunningham leave Ms. Kelly's office in tears shortly before her death. We also know she counseled Fred, who was Vecna's next victim. Ms. Kelly meticulously documented the symptoms of all three: headaches, nosebleeds, nightmares. I'm sure she noticed the similarities, but what's interesting is that despite this, the woman never reported this information to the police, even when the town started blaming Eddie Munson. Then there was more. During Max's visit to Ms. Kelly's house, the camera obsessively focuses on a clock. We hear a creepy tick-tock throughout the entire conversation, and of course, the main detail, her necklace, a pendant in the shape of an antique clock key. The connection is obvious. We know the clock is Vecna's symbol. It's how he informs his victims that their time is up. At this point, many theories emerge. Today, I'll tell you about the most interesting one, in my opinion. The first one goes like this. Maybe Vecna recruited Ms. Kelly, finding a kindred spirit in her, someone who also finds the world unworthy of existing. Maybe she's his agent in the real world, voluntarily finding broken teenagers for him. In my opinion, Ms. Kelly might have experienced some trauma as a teenager herself, after which she decided to help teens in difficult life situations. But in the process, she might have realized that her therapy sessions couldn't fix a world that hurts children. Because of this, Ms. Kelly could have resorted to extremes. Vecna could have exploited this, convincing the woman that he would take these miserable children to a better world. This would explain why she never reported the shocking similarity in the victim's symptoms to the authorities. And it would also explain Ms. Kelly's detachment when Max tried to open up to her. But what if this theory is just the tip of the iceberg? What if we're looking in the right direction, but missing other details? To understand Kelly, we have to go back to the beginning. The Duffer brothers confirmed that the first shadow contains the keys to Season 5, and it's there that we find the girl who knew Henry Creel better than anyone else, Patty Newby. Yes, the younger adoptive sister of the same Bob Newby. Patty was the only person in Hawkins who wasn't afraid of Henry. She saw him not as a monster, but as a lonely, traumatized soul. An incredibly deep bond formed between them, but in the play's finale, tragedy strikes. While trying to protect Patty from Dr. Brenner, Henry, already under the influence of the entity from Dimension X, unintentionally causes her to fall from high scaffolding in the school theater. Everyone, including Brenner, believes her to be dead. This tragedy finally breaks Henry, allowing Brenner to take him to the lab. So what if Patty actually survived? She could have changed her name and fled Hawkins. She had strong reasons to do so. The love of her life had turned to the dark side, nearly killing her. And besides that, there was Brenner, who wanted to get the girl away from Henry, considering her the boy's weak spot. This is where things start to get interesting. So, I often see theories online suggesting that Mrs. Kelly and Patty are actually the same person. The idea is that Patty supposedly realized what the lab did to Henry and decided to help him get revenge. It's an interesting theory, but to me, there are two major problems that completely break it. According to the lore of the play, Patty was a very kind and empathetic girl. When she learns about Henry's powers, she encourages him to use them to help other people. I think that if she were actually Mrs. Kelly, she would have sounded the alarm the moment she noticed the similarities between the victims, instead of quietly sending them straight into Vecna's hand. I also think it's extremely unlikely that Patty, who was almost killed by Henry, would ever return to Hawkins, and even less likely that she would actively collaborate with her tormentor psychologically. That goes directly against the instinct for self-preservation. As an alternative, I have another theory. Actually, two. Most likely, Ms. Kelly represents the school system that failed to help these traumatized kids. Her purpose is to heal, but instead, she unknowingly helps Vecna select and destroy them. This reinforces the idea that there is no safe place in Hawkins, and that the institutions people trust can't protect them from the danger. Or there's an even more intriguing option. What if Ms. Kelly once worked for Brenner? Let's recall the play, The First Shadow. Brenner was trying to find the Upside Down's precursor, Dimension X, which is why he created the whole project with superpowered children. What if, in some way, the lab workers discovered Vecna's plans and decided to accelerate them, believing their goals aligned? The only problem is that they didn't account for the consequences. I thought all these symbols with the clocks are given to us to show that the system is helping Vecna carry out his plan, in most cases, unintentionally. So what do you think? Write in the comments which theory seems most plausible to you. I would be incredibly grateful for your subscription. And to those who are already with me, a huge thank you. I appreciate every one of you.